Okay, so I want to talk about the English lessons that the missionaries do in Japan. I think it's really awesome. I used to go to the English lessons that were taught by the missionaries in my ward before I went on my mission, even though I already speak English and like I wasn't the one teaching, but just, for support. But it's really a special tool to help bring the people into the gospel. Everyone in Japan wants to speak English, it's such a valuable skill. A lot of companies require you to have like a certain level of English proficiency. And you'll notice when you go to Japan, but people are very shy and not very confident in their English. I went to Japanese middle school and high school, and I took the regular English classes. It started out with the first class, like this is a pen, the alphabet and everything. So I started with that basic education and just saw how, I guess, people learned that way. And a lot of Japanese people have good English in that they can read and write fairly well, but speech is something that's very difficult, and also listening is something that's hard for them to pick up the words. Pronunciation, I feel like, I guess that goes with speech, but is really hard because we always have a consonant and a vowel together, and it's never just two consonants, so it's hard to pronounce a lot of the English words where we don't have those vowels in between. But the English lessons, I saw the missionaries teach them many times, and they do great. No, we don't, I guess as native speakers of English, you don't always have perfect grammar or a perfect understanding of why this and that in English. So it might be good to brush up on some, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. The people that come there really are there because they want to learn, and also I know that they're drawn there for a reason, that they feel something special while they're there. It's usually held in the chapel, or not in the church building, not in the actual chapel. And there's just something neat about them being able to come into the church. It's a great way for them to feel less suspicious or afraid of churches, because a lot of people have a little bit of they just have a bad image of religion sometimes because of things that have happened in the past with other organizations. And so they're like, oh, is this a safe place? Sometimes. But if it's for an English class, they can just walk on in and feel comfortable. They don't have to feel oh, I'm here because they're going to, teach me just about the gospel. And the English class usually not super related to the gospel, but you can add discussions in there. And especially when you invite the members to come, it makes it even better because they can make friends there. And most of the time they don't know that you're a member when you're there. They just think you're there to learn English too, which you are. But then they're like, oh, so you go to this church too, and they can talk to you more. And when the missionaries transfer, you're already there as a friend if you're a member. But I think it's really great, a great way for missionaries to be able to share their gospel and members to be able to help the missionaries too. And I know a lot of youth want to learn how to speak English, and it'll especially help them in school with their grades too. And so be sure to invite those youth to come. I was one of those people that was invited, and it was really fun. I enjoyed it. I know my brothers have gone several times, and some of the older people in the ward have gone as well and just made friends. I know of a man that's in my ward that I think he started meeting with the missionaries through the English class, but I'm not sure. I know that he stopped taking lessons, but he kept coming to English class. That was something that kept him there. And he just kept coming, and eventually while I was on my mission, I got an email of him, from him, with a picture of him standing with a missionary, white, dressed in white, right before baptism. I was like, what? He got baptized. But there's just a lot of wonderful things that can happen through the English class. And if people don't decide to join the church and through English class, it's all right. They got to know that missionaries aren't scary people, that the churches, they're a safe place, and they'll be more open next time. The English classes are something that's really important and a wonderful tool. So I'm really grateful for that program, and I have faith in it. I know it works.